So, lesson 12. We're going to start wrapping up here the first unit. There'll be a test next week. Okay. I think it's Friday, maybe Thursday. One of those two. Multiplying decimal numbers. We haven't done that yet, so this should be a review. It says line up vertically as if they do not have decimals and multiply. So you do not have to line up the decimal points when you're multiplying decimals. Okay. We will talk about where the decimal goes here shortly. So you start by multiplying the numbers on the right. So in this one it would be 5 times 8. 40. 8 times 8 plus 4. 8 times 0 plus 6. Okay. Now you could, remember the second row, you always skip a space. And then you go 0 times 5, 0 times 8, 0 times 0. So you can put those in there if you wish. Obviously not going to change your answer when you're adding zeros. So now you add things up on the right. 0, 8, 6. You can put the 0 there if you want, doesn't matter. Now there's a nice little chart here on the right. As good a reference. How many places are behind the decimal on this one? 2. How about on this one?
1.
That's a total of 3. So that means I need to move my decimal point. How many spots? 3. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is going to be 0.680. Okay. Caleb, will you spit that out, please? I do want you to have always a 0 in front of the decimal, so don't just start it with point. Do we need this 0?
No.
You would not need the 0 at the end. You could just write it as 0.68. Okay, let's do another one together before I let you try one. 5.3 times 5.2. Write it vertically. Do I have to line up the decimal?
No.
No. Wouldn't be wrong, obviously, if you did. They both have nice two numbers, decimal in between. Matt, you want to help me out? 5 times 3.
15.
Carry the 1. 5 times 5 plus 1.
25. 26.
5 times 5 is 25.
26.
Plus 1 is 26. You added. You have to multiply these. We're multiplying numbers. 5 times 5 plus 1. Going to the second row. Caleb, what I got to remember to do? Got to add a 0 before I do anything. 2 times 3.
6.
2 times 5.
10. Oh, got it right.
Add them up. Landon, going straight down.
5, 12, put the 1 over the 2, 3, and then bring down the 1, which would be 1,325, and then you put the decimal by the 1, wait, the 2.
Behind the 3.
Why?
Because if you count the only places decimal is.
So we got 1 place and we got 1 place. That's a total of 2, right? So we got to move it 2 spots. 1, 2.
So I did get it right.
13.25, as long as your decimal's in the right spot. Obviously, 1.325 would be different than 132.5. Make sure you have it in the correct spot. Okay, why don't you try number 3? 0.49 times 2.6. Then you can check it up here in a minute. I'll let you start on it first. If you're having trouble multiplying those, you have your little multiplication table you can certainly use. keep that with you anyway.
Me too.
Okay, once you're done, you can check yours with the one on the board. Make sure you have everything lined up nicely.
I got it right.
So a nice way of looking at it is you should have 294 and a 0 and a 98. You just add them up. So 9 plus 8 is 17. 9
I should have a
plus 1 is
chiropractor
12.
in
So
school.
you have them right. Just add them up. Okay? Again, notice how everything is nice lined up. If you are too messy and one of these numbers gets out of order, you will not get the right answer. Got to be as neat as possible, even neater than your best. Circle your answer. Move on to the next one. 12.01 times 0.23. Okay, use those lines on the paper to your advantage. Do you want to try this one on your own again?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Maddie, what are you working on?
I finished that one.
I might as well do the next one then.
We can go on.
Hey, how'd you do on that one? Made a mistake, do you see it?
The other thing I'm confused about, how do you put the decimal in the right spot?
1, 2, 3, 4 spots. 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4. All right, last one. Let's do this one together, and then I'm going to give you one or two. 5 times 4, 20. 6 times 5,
30.
30.
No, we gotta add 2 though, do it.
You do have to add a 2. Good catch. 32. 5 times 3 plus 3.
Add, and then 17. 15, and then 18. Never mind.
5 times 3 plus 3 is 18. Now where does our decimal go?
Right in between the 8 and the 2.
2 spots to the left. 18.2. Yep, I'll give you a hard one. I want to talk a little bit just about the homework first. Okay, hopefully you can see the answer based on where the decimal needs to go. If not, just multiply all these out. Okay, this whole page, put on a piece of loose leaf, line everything up, use the lines to your advantage, keep it nice and neat. Okay, put the decimal in the correct spot. Activity 1 and 2 there. Activity 3, which of these below represents an indirect relationship? We haven't talked much about that. Maddie, are we listening? Okay. Indirect relationship, guys, means that one set of numbers goes up and one set of numbers goes down. Direct means they both go up. So let's look at this one, for instance. Do you see how my dots are going up here? Okay. Look at my numbers. Are they getting bigger as I go?
Yeah.
Are they getting bigger as they go this way?
Yeah.
And because they're going up, that means they're both going up. They're both increasing. So that would be an example of a direct relationship. You're looking for an indirect. So something that shows one set of numbers is going up while the other is going down by looking at your dots. So keep that in mind for number 3, okay? It'll be one of these graphs. And you already know it's not going to be B. Okay, activity 4. Again, multiplying, dividing, multiplying. You do not need a common denominator. 3 and 4, you do, because you're adding and subtracting. And then always reduce. Also, don't forget, Caleb, adding and subtracting, you have to line up the decimal points. Multiplying, you do not have to. Adding and subtracting, you do. Remember that? All right.